Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northern Lion Plays The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Despondent over losing our recent streak, but excited to do another video that basically ends up probably being half an hour of playing as The Lost. The last one, you may recall... Oh god, that was so close. The last one, you may recall, ended with a victory. It took a while to get there, but we got there. We beat the chest as The Lost for the... I think it's probably the third time now. Nothing insignificant about that. That's more remarkable probably than getting a 26 streak. I have to be honest about that. A 26 streak is an okay run in terms of consistency, but in terms of like the rarity of it happening, probably more excited about that lost victory. If only I had known that in advance. But yeah, we'll try to. I mean, I'm gonna stick with the same rules basically that I was running earlier, which was pretty much, you know, I cannot stop playing The Lost. Thank God we got that black card. Before a half hour is up. What is going on with these penny drops, man? So, you know, if I die at 29 minutes, 59 seconds, that's one more Lost run. If I die at 32 minutes, that's probably the end of the video. But I know that there's a small subset of people out there who like watching the Lost stuff, rather than never making content that they can really get excited about. That could be interesting, but our range is going to suffer a lot as a result. But there's a lot of cool synergies, even like Lost palatable synergies that can result from this, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, better to just, you know, 4% of the time I'll make a video that those people are excited about, I hope. I really wish that those shots had just had a little bit wider spread. What's very exciting is that we actually do have enough money on the very first floor to buy something from the shop. There are a number of different shop-related items that really help out as The Lost. Stopwatch? No stopwatch. Compass certainly helps out more than Nun's Habit. I think we might as well buy it. I can't... Oh my god, the money is out of control. I can't see how we'd ever be mad about getting the compass as The Lost. Sure, we can't really use it on this floor because of Curse of the Unknown. Not Curse of the Unknown, Curse of the Lost. I was saying The Lost so much that when it came up in my brain, I was like, no, that can't be it. You're getting it confused. Nun's Habit is worthless, obviously, because if we ever take damage, we're likely to die anyway. There are fringe situations where that can not be true, like if we had Guppy's Collar, but come on. If the odds of it working out are extraordinarily low. Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting too attached to this Lost run. You know, it can be over in a heartbeat, but it's been pretty okay so far, and really the consumable gain is extraordinary. Like, that is actually amazing. For now, we'll just focus on hopefully getting through to the deal with the devil on our second floor. I don't know why I'm acting like I can't even fly here. It's a mistake. You don't have very many advantages as The Lost. You gotta, you know, shake what your mama gave you, you know? We don't really have much in the way of strength. It's better for us to just do what we can. We've been this way. Must be up. Yeah, we got kind of like an incestuous loop around here. I almost got killed there. Really, really hoping we have a pin or a widow fight. That's all I'll say about that. I don't know if I'm hoping for Tinted Rocks. Tinted Rocks are this weird beast as The Lost. I haven't really given it enough thought, but I've given it enough thought to have questions. Is it worth opening Tinted Rocks if you have a limited number of bombs, like a very limited number of bombs as The Lost? Let's talk about the pros. Well, this is good. Let's talk about the pros. Obviously, you know, if you get the small rock, that's a huge pickup for you. That's a really, really nice damage upgrade. Not enough to win you the game by itself, of course. No one would ever say, oh, you got small rock, the game's over. Unless you needed a Spirit Heart, or you would be super dead, in which case it goes the other way, I guess. But it's more like, you know, if you take the small rock out of the equation, maybe you already have it. We obviously don't need the HP. Maybe you already have it. Is it worth getting Spirit Hearts? Absolutely not. Can't do anything with it. So you're looking at, like, you're looking at golden chests. And that's about it. Bombs and keys. I don't know. I'm still of two minds about it. I mean, I might seem a little scatterbrained. I'm contemplating the mysteries of Tinted Rocks. Tinted Rocks are always good, except when they're not. We can't play that blood bank. It's a weird room, an unusual room, let's say. I have seen it before, I think, but it's certainly not one of the common archetypes for a room. Unlimited blood banks don't even really help us out that much, except financially, I suppose, anyway. But good to know. This would be a very clutch item room if it was awesome. Tiny planet. Oh, man, that is so much worse. But I do have to say, first off, the Lost, people get too attached to individual Lost runs, in my opinion. I think the Lost is really a law of large numbers play. You know, you want to, that's why I want to do like half an hour, 45 minutes of the Lost. Because I don't want to be like, well, I'm going to do one Lost run, and if it fails, I used to do this. But I don't know if I realized the error of my ways or just had a difference of opinion. But I started to realize, or at least to think, you can't really rely on one Lost run to give you the tools you need to succeed. It's like based on a fallacy that any win, or any run as the Lost could turn into a win if you just, you know, play it perfectly. Which is probably like literally true, but incredibly unreasonable. Cricket's Head makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. I really want to go to that curse room, but we need a teleportation card to do it. Because we'll die on the curse room unless it's Guppy's, well, 9 lives. Guppy 9 lives, you know. That classic cartoon. Or possibly, we could get super lucky. Might as well go for the cheap one. Could get super lucky and have it be, don't die to the spiders. Guppy's collar and then bring us back to life. What are we trying to prove here? Like, we're trying to win. We're not trying to win in the most elegant way. We're just trying to win. This is why I will be blowing up our donation machine to buy the other question mark, which is Steam Sale. Good to have, not immediately useful, but good to have. And I mean that sincerely. Now, I normally do shit on the boomerang a little bit, but we don't have any other spacebar items. And the ability to crowd... Oh my god, I fired in the wrong direction because my brain was on full tiny planet, like, aim in the other direction nonsense. The ability to hit... or to freeze enemies is really important. I really wish that I had not messed up that bomb, but we still freaking made it. Oh my god. Magic Scab, so it's a luck upgrade. We could have just hung out over the rocks. What was I doing? Lord of the Pit, it's so useless. It's so bad. We gotta go. There's no teleportation. As much as I would love to go into that room and see if it's 9 lives, that's not a consistent way to succeed. As the Lost, you know. Now and then that'll work for you, and maybe that's what I should have done. You know what? I'm not that salty about that one. That run, great damage. I can't deny that. Like, Cricket's body plus Cricket's head was a really cool combination. Tiny Planet fucked it, and then our first deal with the devil squandered it as well. So this will be Lost Run 2. I think that's acceptable. My dream is still to get a 2 streak as the Lost, man. I think we can do it. One of these days, it'll happen. And this is the perfect opportunity. End a streak, you know, win as the Lost, and then win as the Lost again. The odds are not good. When I say perfect opportunity, I mean, like, you know, buying a lottery ticket is the perfect opportunity to win the lottery. That doesn't mean it's gonna happen, but I think it's worth a shot. We can do this. And you know what's funny is that when I think back to that last Lost run that we did, we actually squandered some victories. Like, there was one where we literally could not lose, except we did. You know, I had Nod, Leaf, and Orbitals, and then just one enemy got up in my face. It was one of the walking hosts. That's pretty good. Well, no, it's not. But it could be worse, I guess, if it was just red hearts or spirit hearts. But, yeah, one of the walking hosts, you know, the turrets that has legs, walked up to me and was like, hey, check it out. I'm not gonna pop up until you die. And then that's pretty much exactly what happened. Chocolate milk is okay. It's better than okay. On the Lost, it's really feast or famine, you know? And this is more of a feast than a famine, which I think makes it a genuine meal. Gurglings is tough. I'm not gonna deny that for a Kentucky minute, which is much like a regular minute, except there's a little bit more horse racing involved. Once we get one killed, becomes a much easier boss fight. But it's certainly not the boss you want to be fighting. And that's exactly why. So we'll restart again. And you know what? If we're going to be restarting now, we're starting from 0, why don't we just wait until we restart next to an item room or next to a curse room so that we get a half-decent attempt at it. There we go. Spelunker's Hat I don't think is necessarily worth it. Curse room always can be. Oh, Guppy's Collar. So we'll give this one a try. Full health, that's ironic. Health up, even better. And we're done. That's so unfortunate, because if that had actually rezzed us, I would have been stoked. But, Guppy's tail. So we will die on the way out of here. We'll restart. I like mixing and matching now. Oh, okay. I almost restarted this, and my brain was like, don't do it. Ryan, don't do it. There's something for you here. We have a, it's a minimal chance, I'll admit that. But we have Isaac's room. Isaac's room, if it's clean, so let's cut it by 50% immediately. But if it's clean, we have a chance to, if we get enough bombs, which is another big if, unfortunately, to get to the crawl space. And then the crawl space could contain a black market, and then the black market could contain a stopwatch. So we're going way, way down the, like, causality hole here. At least we get some extra keys out of that. But if we can swing it, there is some good stuff that can happen as a result. We may also just be able to bomb our way in through a secret room, although it's very unlikely, I'd say. Oh man, this is our last room. Please drop a bomb. Please drop a bomb. It dropped a key and a penny, and honestly, at this point, I don't know what we can do. I mean, we have 18 cents, which is fine, but I can't get my way into that room. I can get into the shop, which I will, obviously, and I could buy, like, one bomb. There's options is a pretty good pickup. I don't know, we buy this and hope its bombs are key. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all the bombsticles in my key. I can't believe that that worked out. The odds of that were not good. It's a fucking dirty room. It's a dirty room? Go to sleep. Go to sleep and never wake up. So if we bomb this, I'm pretty sure we just go down to the next floor, but I gotta try, even though there's a tinted rock. Yeah. I mean, I knew it, but I didn't want to believe, I guess is where I came at that one from. So that was relatively unfortunate. I'll be the first to admit. But we got something of an interesting. No, we don't really. Like, let's not get too attached to this run. The reason I'm still doing this run is because we have a deal with the devil on this floor if we succeed. And honestly, Infestation 2 is a big help. That's a huge item. And I don't mean that like in a huge item in terms of the Lost. It's just a huge item in general. Can be one of the biggest damage dealers in the game, without a doubt. All we need to do is actually, you know, survive long enough to get use out of it. But that's a pretty big ask as the Lost. I'm not going to deny that. If it was easy, you know, everyone would have real Platinum God instead of like 3% of the people that own the game. But they don't. One more enemy. Thank you, spiders. I appreciate that. Would love to go to the curse room. Number one on my list of things to do today. Oh, man. I guess the way that Infestation 2 works, I'm finally becoming intimately aware of it now that it's a necessity for my survival. If you kill an enemy with a spider, it does not summon a spider. Otherwise, it would be the world's greatest positive feedback loop, I suppose. I can fly, and I didn't, and that is the reason I am now dead. Okay, let's start again. Curse of the Blind. Anarchist Cookbook is just like some kind of cruel joke perpetuated by a malevolent universal force. Again, this is just kind of a law of large numbers thing here. There's no lost tokens or anything like that, so we're just abusing our ability to go to as many rooms as possible. Pyromaniac is an interesting choice, makes it so bombs don't hurt us. Certainly not a game winner, so I'm just gonna exit here. Exit this life, I should say. And if you don't like watching this style of Lost stuff, I think that's fair. I went on tangents when I was younger. It's kind of decent. I would go on tangents and be like, you know, oh, I think those people who, I didn't really phrase it like that, but those people who do, like, multiple Lost runs, they're making a big mistake. The trick is you get whatever you get, and then you just go with it. That's naive. Honestly, that is just, that's ignorant. It's an ignorance of the luck required to have a reasonable chance of winning the average Lost run for the average player. I think that if you just hold R until you get Holy Mantle or 9 lives, you're missing out a little bit. I will say that. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. That's a terrifying image. I do think you're missing out a little bit, not because there's like a true way to beat the Lost, but I think you're costing yourself all sorts of potentially winning runs. Like the run that we, I don't know why I say we when it was me, but the run that we won with like 20 runs ago, we got Rotten Baby, and I said, you know what, Rotten Baby's good enough. Of course, later we got Judas' Shadow and 9 Lives, and that finally illuminated for me, although I still consistently forgot. It illuminated for me that there's an order for respawns, basically. You don't always respawn as whatever the most recent item you got is. 9 Lives is used before Dark Judas no matter when you pick it up, or Judas' Shadow whenever you pick it up. But anyway, we did get respawn items later, which were valuable. But it was the fact that we decided to go with that, like, pretty decent item that actually saved us. And honestly, I consider Rotten Baby to be kind of like the defining element of that run, because it was the element that made me... That was stupid. It was the element that made me choose to go with it. So, I really, like, I don't think Leech is that item. Obviously, Gimpy won't be either. I don't think Leech is that item, but it could be, which is why I decided to roll with it. Anything, like, decent, it's got to be a little bit better. Almost. It's got to be a little bit better than average, but could work for us. You know, we might as well still go into our curse room and just see. Please let me into the curse room. I would desire it. Holy shit. Okay. This is, we're out! Never return. Never return to this room. I think we got lucky to even respawn in a different room because of Curse of the Maze. Okay, we have 8 lives. Are you feeling it? I hope you're feeling it, because I'm feeling it a little bit. This is it. Lucini pouring from the sky, introducing Phantom of the Door, walk through my heaven with levitation for... Okay, anyway, it just goes on forever like that in unassailable funk, but, we're just gonna stick with it here. And we have we have one of the tools necessary for success. We should pick up Kamikaze. I hope that the reasons behind that are obvious. Thank you for bringing me back. Kamikaze, I don't know. Chameleon. If we just get, if we just get literally the one item that makes it impossible for us to die with Kamikaze, then it's half decent. And that's true. Kamikaze sucks for us right now. If I ever hit the spacebar, it'll instantly take away a little bit of our survivability. Like our absolute survivability. However, if we're lucky enough to get Pyromaniac, it's not even like a guaranteed... It's not a guaranteed win. Because it will never heal us, it will just prevent us from dying. Like, if a bullet's coming, we can just explode and not take damage from the bullet. But it would be a huge help. Certainly, there's more advantages to taking it than to just leaving it behind, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. And if, for one reason or another, the universe is incredibly kind and decides that we actually do deserve Pyromaniac, then fantastic as far as I'm concerned. That's just amazing. We can also use, we can use Kamikaze in some interesting ways. Every single one is going to be a sacrifice of an entire life, which is very dangerous, of course. But, you know, if we can get into a secret room, and then we need Kamikaze to take us into the curse room from that point on by blowing up the door when we have no bombs, like the secret door when we have no bombs, more power to us, right? For now... gonna hang as back as I can. And I really do not want to lose lives on this floor. Next floor, I don't want to lose lives either. After that, we can start the slow descent into madness. That's fine by me. But for now, like, we're on the clock as far as I'm concerned. I would really, really love, not even like, I would be infatuated on a romantic level with any damage upgrade if we could get one. Oh my lord, if we could get one right here. And I'm serious. Growth hormones, cat of nine tails, just hook me up. I will be here. I'm a little surprised that he didn't actually sneak through the poop there and cause me some trouble. Always, like, it's the angles that are tricky, but we're already over halfway through this. Honestly, I'm not worried about Dingle. If I'm worried about anything, it's that dip down there that I can't kill without putting myself out a little bit. There we go. That dip is dead. I really thought it would be a, like, self-fulfilling prophecy, and I would end up getting hit by that dip as a result. Okay, come on. Damage, damage, damage. Magic mush, whatever. It's damage, man. HP. I'm not mad because we get to live another day. I think that's pretty exciting. Curse of the Unknown. And mostly I'm excited because we're on the basement. Now, we are like 20 minutes here. I gotta be honest with you, I do not feel like any lost fatigue right now. I'm actually just excited. We got 9 lives. I mean, that's probably a big element of why I don't feel lost fatigue, but I think it's also just that, like, there's no pressure for me to win as the lost. And I know that, you know, just by making the video... Oh, no. Just by making the video, people who like watching me play the lost are gonna be like, yeah, that's cool. At least you gave it an honest try. Like, I think as long as you give it your all, that's the only thing that matters, really. After you've already beaten the lost, of course. Until then, it's an incredible grind. But you know, every lost win is just another notch on our bedpost here, so I'm excited. Now, you might be saying, you got 9 lives, why not go to the curse room? I gotta admit, this is not one of those times, and those times are numerous, where I bring up an opposing viewpoint and then proceed to use that to strengthen my counter-argument. No, that's not the case here. I think that might be the right decision, I just don't know. Charm tiers are good enough to take. I really, I want there to be a bomb so that I can see if the secret room is adjacent to that curse room. Because if I could make the, well, if I know that the secret room is adjacent to it, I could bomb my way in. Ideally not with Kamikaze, because obviously that'll cost me 2 lives for no reason. But I think, like, you know, with 9 lives, this is not a vanilla 9 lives run. This is a run where, you know, every single life actually has a huge value to it. You never know, maybe it'll take us 6 floors until we get the deal with the devil items necessary to make us succeed. So, we gotta value each life, especially right now, but probably absolutely. Monstro's not so bad. Even Champion Monstro, who has ended a couple of very promising lost runs, I don't think it's too terrible. Charm tier is obviously not particularly useful at all. This is the big one, though. This is where we find out if this is going to be, you know, Danny's best lost run ever, or if it's going to be a little bit more of a trial by fire. Let's talk about potential deals with the devil here, because I'm assuming with 7 lives, which I think is what we have left, we'll probably be able to freaking, you know, beat Monstro at some point and get a deal with the devil. What do I want to see? Obviously, Mom's Knife Brimstone, 2 Guppy items. Those are chief amongst them. Apart from that, any damage upgrade is high up. Death's Touch is probably like the highest amongst any of the damage upgrades because of the piercing shots as well, and the really high damage associated with it. But Pact, Mark, Pentagram also great for more deals with the devil. Goat Head is huge if we could guarantee ourselves more deals with the devil, just not Krampus. Having a DPS upgrade in the form of toothpicks is awesome. 1 more Guppy item is also awesome. And as much as I would probably prefer to take Guppy's Head, and I oftentimes would actually prefer to take Guppy's Head, I think we have to take Book of Belial. Because it's necessary, maybe would be the best way to describe it. It gives us non-stop deals with the devil. So we're 2 Guppy items towards becoming Guppy. I'm very excited about this, and the reason I'm coming back to fight Sloth here is because I really, really want to get some bombs. Because now I can't kill myself on the curse room with Kamikaze and then respawn outside of it, which might actually just lead to my endless death. I know there's some kind of trick to getting out of the curse room by killing yourself and then respawning outside of it, but I don't know what it is. We lucked out even more than that. We can now go into the curse room, and if this is a Guppy item, we are rolling very, very... Oh my god, it is. We're rolling. I mean that sincerely. We're Guppy already on the 2nd floor. We Stars card out, and I wouldn't say we're set, because we don't have much in the way of damage improvements, and Toothpicks is okay, but it's not a game winner, but becoming Guppy on this is actually enormous. We have an Anzu's Rune for the future. We got a key for the next floor. It's actually... This is very remarkable in my opinion. The question is whether or not we open the golden chest. I think we don't, because we've already gotten, you know, 1% luck. Let's just hedge our bets. We know we got to deal with the devil on the next floor because of Book of Belial. We know we've got an item room on the next floor. All right, I'm taking a moment to let the gravitas of the situation sink in. We're Guppy with 9 lives. That's okay. That's okay. We're Guppy with 6 lives as the Lost on the Caves 1. I'm not in love with our damage, but everything else. We're Guppy with 9 lives and non-stop deals with the devil on Caves 1. We don't have... The world is not our oyster. It's Curse of the Labyrinth, too. So we did just lose a deal with the devil, effectively, there. But we... The world's not quite our oyster yet. But it's like the boss said, hey, you know, company's treating you to dinner tonight. I can't be there. Here's the card. Make sure it's not more than $40 per person. You know, you can eat and drink like a king fairly well for $40 per person in a lot of places. So, you know, I'm feeling like we're all right now. We're more than all right. This is I would almost put us at above 50% chance to win, which as the Lost on the Caves 1 is actually incredible. 2 of clubs we'll take, so we get to keep the Anzu's Rune for the future. You know what? I'm going to pop the Anzu's Rune right now because I want to find the secret room. And we have enough keys to go to our item rooms as well. And our shop, so this is very valuable. Let's work our way down here. Now it's actually all about damage. Of course, if we can pick up like Holy Mantle or something, that's next level. That's almost a guaranteed win in and of. You're not going to pop up. You're just going to stand still. That's a guaranteed win in and of itself. But if we can just pick up damage, and I'm being sincere, you know, growth hormones, even stuff like Blood of the Martyr, Stigmata. Not the most amazing damage upgrades in the game, but definitely good enough to feel good about. Abel, it's fine. A little risky there. Health up. It's a cruel joke, but the joke's punchline is definitely softened by the fact that we are quite strong right now. Concussive Tears. It's a small damage upgrade. I will take it. And confusing the enemies? Sometimes bad for predictability, but I'm happy with it regardless. Bum Friends, we'll take. Little risky, but probably the risk is overblown. We may be able to get an item from Boss Rush here, which is actually hilarious to me right now. This could be our second Lost Boss Rush win, if we play our cards right. But, I also should point out that the shop is not a meaningless crusade for us either, because we could get Hive Mind or something like that, and that is an enormous improvement to our chances for success. I think that there's a... I'm smiling as I'm saying it because it's ridiculous. But I think that this might be the second Lost video in a row where we pull out a win, which is just madness, honestly. There's the stopwatch. We are the Lost. This is when you take the stopwatch. That just improved our chances like another 30% or something right there. Half of the enemy bullets will not reach us now. I might be exaggerating here, and it might rub people the wrong way. But I really think that the biggest risk to ourselves right now is if, well, you know, we don't really need that, is if we get too cocky. And I mean that sincerely. If we start playing stupidly because we're like, you know, I forget that I'm the Lost, then that becomes a real problem. Apart from that, I think we just won. And that is absurd. I don't even really want the pills, to be honest with you. I think all the pills can really do is make me unhappy. Sure, a luck, speed, tears up, you know, stuff like that is fine. But I really do not want a tears down, speed down, you know, things that could truly sink our run. We do have a deal with the devil right here. That's another damage upgrade. And Krampus fight, beams are still going to be annoying, but lump of coal here would mean a ton. I think we're going to do it. And I think we might do it in, like, record time, which is amazing to me. This is a surprise, let's put it that way. Curse of the Blind, not that big of a problem. You know what? I do think we do this room. And it has turned out to be a colossal disappointment. We sacrifice another life. I would like to point out to myself, can't really afford to sacrifice a life per turn. Pay very close attention to the, or a life per floor, I should say. Should pay very close attention to the cat head flying next to us, because when that cat head disappears, we're out of respawns. You know, we basically have like permanent Curse of the Unknown as the Lost, so it's important to have other kind of measurements for survival. And that is one of them, without a doubt. That's just awful. We can blow all these up. I'm blowing all these up because the teleport card is of extreme importance. Music gets a new sense of, like, gravitas when it's slowed down, huh? Okay. So far, so incredible. incredible. More bombs. Useful for something, I'm sure. More skulls. We'll crack those, even though we could get the bombs to crack them. I don't want to wait for them to get over here, which could take like another 45 seconds. Regular version of Chubb. So we're on Necropolis 1. I got like 4 minutes to get out of this floor if I want to do boss rush. I can't believe that I'm entertaining the thought of doing boss rush on a Lost run when it's completely inessential, but it's actually one of those situations where I think it could win us the game if we're not already won, which we may be. You know, keep in mind, I can't just scroll my mouse along the video player and be like, oh, we're about to win. Obviously, you win this run, Northern Line, because you already won it. Like, I'm playing it right now. I don't know. Maybe we win, maybe we don't. Were there consumables I left on the ground back there? I think they were just red hearts. I don't think we left any, like, pennies in that mob trap room. Not that it's an enormous deal either way, but purple heart. Yeah, let's just make enemies harder for, like, basically no reason if you're interested. To be honest with you, I don't really want to go to our curse room. If we can bomb our way in, which we can't, then I'd be interested, but I really don't want to lose a life for what? Guppy's tail? You know, the chance of getting the pact? Getting some spirit hearts that don't mean anything for us? It's too high risk, and I know that it paid out with Guppy's paw for us earlier. You know, when you play the lottery, don't buy 100,000 lottery tickets the next weekend if you win. Blood of the Martyr. Absolutely adequate. Anything that gives us damage is beautiful in my book right now. And this is Skull City. Population about to be 2 less. Nothing there. I don't think we can get 3 for 1. We might be able to get lucky and get 3 for 1. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not totally sure. Just stay back. Tinted Rocks, I'm still interested in. We still need this bomb. Okay, this is another deal with the devil. We've already fought Krampus, so we would be expecting items. It's not guaranteed, but we'd be expecting items. So many items could do so much for me. Super Bandage is useless. Guppy's Hairball is hilarious, but apart from that, we're down to the next floor, and really my number one priority is just getting another, or getting a teleport card, not even another one. So there is a boss trap room. That's an interesting consequence here. Okay. I did use High Priestess there. Why blow up the blue fires? That's just like, that's old meta here. Factoring in Joker. 2 of diamonds, I'll just pop right now. Joker. Joker means, I mean, that's interesting, but we don't really need it. Joker means free deal with the devil after the boss rush. We were going to get the deal with the devil anyway. Being able to teleport out of boss rush means a ton. Oh my god, it's Curse of the Blind again. On the Lost run, where I have the best chance of getting to the boss rush, you're gonna give me a Curse of the fucking Blind. You know what's gonna be even better? I personally guarantee that we're gonna get a killer item. And I mean that sincerely. We are gonna get an insanely good item from boss rush. You know why? Because fuck Curse of the Blind, that's why. We're gonna show Curse of the Blind. It doesn't hold any power over us. You think you're special, Curse of the Blind? Oh, you can't see. Who do you think it is? Oh, it's Bob's brain. No, you know, we're not going to submit to your power. You only have as much power over us as you believe that you have, as we let you have, and you're not gonna have any. Remember earlier when I said I was like gonna stop taking pills because I was scared about the effects of them? Apparently that's completely gone out the window. I don't know why I felt the urge to quote Someday by Sugar Ray, but I think it's a fitting. If there's ever any time to bust out the Mark McGrathisms, now's the time, right? Mom's Eye. Largely useless. Range down is not something that really interests me. So I've had 5 or 6 lives left. Either way, we haven't lost one in a couple floors. Obviously, the game gets like orders of magnitude harder as time goes on, but feeling like pretty solid about it right now. Not really worried about a shop here. Wouldn't it be great to come back? I think it's also like the greatest way to get over a slump is to just like win as the Lost and be like, oh, actually, like, you know, a lot of this is luck, no question about it. You know, you got to get the right elements at the right time. But also to be like, I'm in a slump. Wait a minute, I just beat the game with like the hardest character in the game is a really good premise with which to start your next streak, I think. Or Babylon. Huge damage up. Huge everything up. Well, I'm thinking top left. Anemic. That is not the killer item I expected it to be. Admittedly, we could have done boss rush, but let's not be ridiculous. That would have given us one extra deal with the devil, but I really think that that's not that valuable. Anemic is actually god-awful for us as the Lost, but it was pretty close to being Bloody Lust if you don't think about it too hard. Really thought that you would be dead. We'd be able to come in here. You know what? We should do it. Why? Well, that's a fantastic question, isn't it? Really should start using Book of Belial a little bit more often as well. I think that, like, we're completely set. Are you seeing how quickly we're killing these enemies? Not only are we killing them super quickly, but they can't do anything to stop us because of the stopwatch. So, like, I really am sort of like, how do we lose this? Oh my lord. I would expect to lose, like, a couple of lives to enemy patterns that my brain is not ready for slow motion. You know, like enemies that shoot bullets and then the bullets don't go away as quickly because they're in slow motion. That could create a problem. It's almost like they're creating like more spikes on the level that we can't touch or we'll get hit. But I feel like that's not enough to compromise our chances of winning at all. Full health. Oh, that's a big one. I'm so excited to go from 0 to 100% of 0. We're at 8 HP, or 8 bombs. We just get like a sad bomb synergy that could even make it a little easier, but that's probably like a little bit too unnecessary. Why not take Red Patch? Red Patch is it's just gonna kill my vibe right now. This is perfect. Yeah, no, just summon spikes. Do the attack that normally works best for you. We get a luck upgrade, great for the chest, and oh my lord. Razor Blade will not work for us, but the Pact and Abaddon. We get Fear Shot and basically 2 large damage upgrades, or 2 decent damage upgrades. We're going to win as the Lost. And we're going to do it faster than I've done a lot of other runs over the course of the Isaac series. Probably not faster than average, but that's sort of fair when you consider how many deaths this run also contained at various points throughout it. That was a very dumb idea. But it is... Oh, we finished the room, and apparently we picked up that pill as we died. Good, that's a big one. I don't really understand how that pill ended up in our stash, but that's okay. Okay, you know what? That might be a necessary reminder not to get too cocky. You know, we only have 4 or 5 lives left somewhere in there. Even with the Abaddon pickup, we gotta be careful. Sure, if golden chests show up, I'll be happy to have that golden key. For now, I'm not super invested in it. Might as well save as many keys as we can on the rest of the floor, though. Enemies with beams are going to be a little bit, you know, they're going to be as annoying as they often are. Or as they always are, even with stopwatch. But enemies that do not have beams should almost be no-brainers for us. You know, enemies like that can't even get close to us. Don't really want lard, obviously. Mom's toenail is too big of a risk. Well, this is just fantastic. Who would have thought that kamikaze run would end up being like the gold standard for Lost runs, right? It kind of helps when you become the Lost on the 2nd floor, I guess, but either way, I'm losing my mind right now. I'm so happy. We bombed I didn't even mention it, but we bombed our way out of that shitty room that I hate and everybody hates because it's garbage. This is important. Yeah, those enemies are the worst. If we can get past those, we've already beaten Mom's heart. Like, yeah, exactly. It literally we'd almost beaten Mom's heart. But the enemies that shoot beams, things that are not affected by, you know, the physics of speed, basically, those are going to be annoying. Everything else, no problem whatsoever. No need to play you. For HP, what do I care? Bombs are key. Pretty useful. If our luck stat actually ends up leading to us getting more chests. I'm amazed. You know what? Of course, we have you. You might as well get a chance to pay out with something. I'm amazed we are going to win as the Lost again. And now it's like... I'm so happy that it's going to work. Because, of course, I enter every Lost episode being like, this is not going to work. But it's setting a dangerous precedent, I feel, of, like, being surprisingly good at the Lost. And I do think it is a dangerous precedent of like, well, when I do a Lost video, we'll just win at some point, and then that's not a problem. Where have I gone? That's definitely not worth it. I do like that this floor seems to be pretty linear, though. That is a big help. I mean, I know I should let Bumfriend pick those up, but is there any... If you put yourself in my shoes, I want you to ask yourself a question. Is there anything more validating than winning a run as the Lost and also skipping consumables? Because it makes me feel real good. It's like, well, if we don't need to get these consumables to win as the Lost, why would we ever need them? I'm even picking up the money. Fuck you, Bumfriend. I even talked about it, I thought about it, and I decided that you're not worth the trouble. And honestly, like, I almost feel guilty. I would feel guilty saying this if it didn't also make me feel so good. But I'm bored. I'm not like, oh, you know, I can't find anything to do. Like, I'm having a good time, but I'm also like, this run is, there's no danger in this run. I've solved the Lost. Not, like, permanently. Still gonna take me, like, 12 restarts to get a good Lost run like this one. But it's not, the Lost holds no power over us anymore. We'll just win. That's great! I don't even need to go back for the Empress card. It's not worth the extra room it would cost us in overhead here. We're at 22 minutes on the freaking Cathedral, man! Now, admittedly, this is where things are gonna get a little touchier. Isaac should not be able to hit us. But we do need to be careful because he's one of the enemies that has the most chance to hit us, for sure. Like that, if we had gone to the wrong corner, could have compromised things somewhat. But apart from that, we're already done, and we are on the freaking chest already, like 24 minutes into a Lost run, which I guess is how it has to be, because if you don't have that kind of speed, you're probably not going to have the damage necessary to succeed. And holy crap, money equals power, piercing shots, and tech point 5. All pretty huge upgrades for us. And we're fighting a room full of Gertie Juniors that is not going to be a problem whatsoever. And you know I'm strong on this run because I'm actively pursuing big rooms. I'm saying, you know, like, give me the big rooms, man. I don't want to do your small-ass nonsense rooms. And that early 9 lives just completely solved this. There is nothing standing in the way of a success here. There is a chest back there. We'll go back and get that. This room could be slightly annoying. I'm standing far back because tech point 5 is able to do an awful lot of damage, and when our shots summon enemies, or summon flies, they will home in on the enemies from far away. Beautiful, that room is done. And we get Daddy Longlegs. That does not make our lives harder. Really should have gone for the tarot card in case it was like an emperor or something, but no big deal. We get a health upgrade instead. That's a big one. I'm joking, of course. Well, we lose with 9 lives as Eden, and then we win with 9 lives as the Lost. Such is the life in Isaac. Who would have thought? I'd like to give a big thank you to all the items we picked up here. All the Guppy items. I appreciate it. Book of Belial, big help. Deals with the Devil, coming through in the clutch. Tech point 5 even showing up late here. I appreciate it nonetheless. Synth Oil, nice helper. The luck upgrades, much appreciated. Kamikaze, never used you, but thanks for imbuing me with an appreciation for life. I respect that. I really, again, should have killed Sloth last. Alright, gotta go for this J-Brone first, and they're all dead. This, to me, anytime you encounter like a second hub room, that was very dumb. Anytime you encounter a second hub room, that increases your chances of being in the right direction by like 1 trillion. So that, we have like a 1,000,000,000% chance to find the boss on this. Okay, well, you know, I didn't say 100%, I said 1 trillion, so obviously we left some room for statistical error. One is dead, thank God. You gotta go, you gotta go. It's a dead end, but I really don't want to lose a life, because I've already gone overboard and patting myself on the back so hard on this run that I've broken my own spine. If we don't win now, we would have the rare distinction of being the person who was too cocky as the Lost and then didn't win, which would be very depressing for me as someone who considers myself mostly like a pretty nice dude, pretty affable. You know, I'm not big-headed, which I know is something that a big-headed person would say, but I'm really not. That would really put me in my place, is what I would say about that. But honestly, you know, the writing's on the wall here. This is going to be like our 4th or 5th Lost win. I'm pretty excited about that. It's just, I got more wins with the Lost than I do with Eve at this point. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the run. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I'm going to come back and play as the Lost because we won as the Lost in this one. And we'll try to get that 2 streak. But if we don't, we'll probably do some Eden runs. But for now, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.